Greetings, 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 greetings once more. This is Chief Kalanaga with another video. As you can see, the video is titled and who it's titled to. So I'm gonna give you guys some time to log into this feed. I want to give thanks to the Great Spirit. Want to give thanks to my guardian angels. Want to give thanks to my spiritual parents, my ancestors. One of all the same, if you ask me. So I'm thankful, I'm honored. All right. I continue to ask my ancestors to use me as a vessel, just to enlighten the people, the masses. I don't care what color, what race, what ethnic group. The truth of the matter is everyone was deceived, everyone was, mistaught, miseducated. And I think education is the key, into being able to come to a point, where existence where people are able to respect each other's cultures. All right. But this video, I want to address it to the people mentioned in the title of the video: the armed forces, the police, the prison officers, the sheriff, the marshal, attorneys slash lawyers, judges, magistrates, politicians, pastors, preachers, teachers, nurses, doctors, etc. All right. I would like to speak to each and every one of you who acts in the capacity of those professions. And I'm just gonna, be, frank and straightforward with it. I haven't seen any videos that have actually been done in the likes of what I'm about to do in addressing these people. I've never seen it. So once again, I just move in the spirit. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I move when the ancestors ask me to move. So they ask me to move, and therefore I am doing this video. All right. Now, I know that we have many brothers and sisters in the aforementioned professions that I just spoke of, and I'm gonna reiterate the positions again. I know we have brothers and sisters in the thousands in the armed forces, regardless of what branch you're in. I know that we have thousands and thousands upon thousands of brothers and sisters in those professions. All right. The police department, whether it may be state police or city police, I know we have thousands of brothers and sisters in those professions as well. Prison officers, we have thousands of brothers and sisters across the country, all right, who are in those positions as well. The sheriff, the marshal, attorneys, slash lawyers, I know we have a lot of brothers and sisters in the hundreds, if not thousands, practicing law. Judges slash magistrates, I know we have hundreds of them. Maybe thousands may be an exaggeration, but I know we have hundreds of them acting in the capacity of judge and magistrate. All right. Politicians. Oh, yes, definitely hundreds of them. Pastors. Oh, man, thousands and thousands of them. All right. Teachers and nurses and doctors. All right. The DA. I'm talking about people in those influential positions. All right. I'm going to give you something to think about tonight because I know you guys are looking. I know you are paying attention. All right. And I want you to think about something. How can you be in such a position? All right. A position to make a difference and stand by and watch your people, watch the genocide of your people. Now, granted, I'm going to be honest. All right. And I'm definitely going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Even if you are not educated in regards to your genealogy or your ancestry or who you are, even if you don't know that you're an American Aborigine, even if you don't know that you are an American Indian, even if you don't know that you're indigenous to the Americas, but the fact still remains that the people that end up in jail and incarcerated and end up in the court system and being shot in the streets, all right, they look just like you. So even if you didn't know, okay, that you're indigenous, like I said, at least you know you have that in common. You have the same skin complexion. So my question to you is this: how can you be in the armed forces, regardless of what branch, okay, to go fight for a country, all right, that goes into other territories of the world to kill people, women and children, where your own people at home are being murdered in the streets? You see, I want to ask those questions and give you those things to think about. How can you sleep at night knowing that our brothers and sisters, our children, our elders, we have thousands and thousands of our young women missing? Okay, over 75,000 to 100,000. Personally, I think it's more. It's being underplayed. Okay, it's not being spoken of, and our women are missing. All right, our elders are being taken advantage of in this system. How could you, I'm just saying, in that position, if you're fighting for the liberation and freedom of a people, shouldn't that start at home? Shouldn't you make sure that your brothers and sisters, your people, in a place that you call home, they have freedom, they have liberty, they get justice? And I'm talking to brothers and sisters that's in the armed forces. How do you sleep at night? All right, and I'm going to go down the list. As a police officer, whether it may be a city officer or a state police officer, how could you take part in a system, all right, that's destroying literally only the people who look like you? Hmm? How can you run up on a brother or a sister and just shoot them? How can you just tase them? How can you just put them to the ground and choke them? Hmm? How can you just beat up on them like that? How could you abuse their rights like that? But yet still these people look like you. How could you do that? How do you sleep at night? Hmm? Do you think that your children are exempt from the hands of the evil ones? If you think that's the case, I want you to think it over. All right? Because I know, in fact, as a matter of fact, my brother is a cop and his son got arrested on some BS. So don't think because you're a police officer, all right, you are exempt from the same genocide that your people face. So I'm asking y'all, how can you be a part of something and you have a voice? You are in a position to make a change, but you are not making a change. You are not speaking up. I'm not saying all cops are bad, and I'm not saying all cops are good. But you know how y'all normally say, right? Birds of a feather flock together, right? So if you are a good cop, a good police officer, then why aren't you speaking up? So because you're staying silent, does that mean that you're a bad one? I'm just asking questions. Because if we cannot depend on the people, all right, that look like us to be in positions to make a change, then what do we have? Who do we have? So I'm asking on behalf of the people. I'm asking on behalf of my ancestors, prison officers, okay? You know the system is rigged. You know the system is truly against the people who look like us. All right? You know that for a fact. So how can brothers and sisters come into a jail, come into a prison, and you treat them like animals? Why is that? How do you sleep at night knowing that these people look just like you and you're able to do that to them? I mean, I'm just asking because it's mind-boggling to me. All right? You have the sheriff, okay? How could you be a sheriff and then you literally go into people's homes, all right? And you put foreclosure signs on their houses. You come and you kick them out their homes when you know the mortgage system is fraud. You know this. You know that the mortgage system is fraud. You know that they are defrauding the people. Huh? So how can you, as a brother or a sister, all right, I mean, regardless of your ethnicity or the complexion of your skin, you should be doing your job and doing it, you know, through the law. All right. But we already know how the system is. So I'm literally talking to my brothers and sisters, the people who look like me. All right. The people when I see, I'll be able to say, okay, you know what? Hey, what's up, brother? Hey, sister, how you doing? How can you, again, sleep at night when you know you are doing that to the unsuspected people who don't know the truth, who don't know their rights, who don't know that all this is fraud, who don't know from the moment they step into a bank to get a loan for a house, from the moment they put their deposit down, the house is paid for. And that mortgage is an installment contract that's added on that deposit that they give, and that's fraud. And then when they come into hard time or hardship, you come take the house and they send you to shut them down. Like, how do you sleep at night? Okay, I don't get it. The marshals, all right, the marshals are pretty much the top officers of the nation. All right, how could you sit by and watch other officers break the law? How could you sit by and do that? Again, I'm just asking questions. All right, attorneys, how do you sleep at night to know that you become a public defender? All right, to defend the public. But then instead of being a public defender, you become a public pretender. How do you sleep at night when you know, when you represent these people, you are working for the state that is prosecuting the people, and that's a conflict of interest? Okay? So, how do you sleep at night when you know that you're not doing the right thing? When you know you're sending innocent children to jail and you could have done something about it? How do you sleep at night? Maybe it's just me, but I'm still asking questions. All right? Judges and magistrates. Okay? How do you sleep at night when you know that all this is done for personal gratitude? Okay? For personal interests? How do you sleep at night to know that people are coming into these courts and that you are violating their rights? All right. And when they try to speak up, you want to send them to jail. You want to lock them up. How do you feel when children are coming into your courts and they are literally minors, but you are trying them as adults? How do you look at yourself in the mirror? All right. When you are inflicting this kind of pain and suffrage on the people who look just like you? I mean, I know the reason why, but I'm still asking, how do you sleep at night? Or do you even sleep at night? Hmm? How do you go into your chamber and make deals? All right? How do you do that? To take advantage of the people who look like you. Politicians, you know what I mean? You play on the emotions of the people. You make all these promises when you know that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, they are the same. Left wing, right wing, but they're the same bird. You know it's a game that's being played. You know that you are all a bunch of actors, and all this is not real. But yet still, you promise the people that you're gonna make changes and you're gonna make their lives better when you know damn well that is not the case and that's not going to happen. So how do you sleep at night? By making all these empty promises. Hmm? pastors and preachers? How do you sleep at night, okay, by the false teachings that you bring to the people, the false hope, letting them think that there is a savior coming to save them. And all they have to do is go down on their knees and pray and beg. How do you sleep at night when you know that's not true? How do you sleep at night when you know nobody's coming to save us but us? We are our only saviors. How do you sleep at night and not tell the people the truth that your church is a 501c3 and you only get to do what the federal government or the state wants you to do or wants you to talk about? Why don't you tell them the truth that all the offerings goes to the crown or the Vatican? Why don't you speak the truth? How is that every time the congregation need $1, you tell them to pray? But why is that every time you need $1, all you have to do is pass a collection plate? Why is that? How do you sleep at night? How is that next to your church there is a liquor store? How is that we have more churches in our neighborhoods than anything else, but yet still our people, we are the worst off? Why is that? How do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night knowing that your church is based on a membership? That if you can't give your 10%, then you cannot be a part of the ministry. And when people ask questions, you tell them, oh, well, that's what the Bible says. How do you sleep at night? How do you explain to the people that even in the Bible it said that when people speak in tongues, it is only between them and God, and only God could understand that, but yet still you stand as the mediator interpreting people speaking in tongues? Why is that? Why is the congregation taking a bus and train to church every Sunday, but you pull up in a limousine and you pull up in a Benz and a Jaguar and a Bentley? And I'm going to leave that alone by just reiterating again. Why is that every time when the people need money, you send them to pray? But when you need it, you don't pray, you pass a collection plate. Well, indeed, you pray. You just pray on the people. So I'm asking questions. Okay? I'm asking questions. I need to know. How do you sleep at night when you take advantage of the people who look just like you? Okay? Teachers, you are responsible for shaping the minds of our children. How do you sleep at night when you know the agenda is being pushed with all the false information? Now, granted, you don't know. But once again, even if you don't know, just by looking and paying attention, you could tell that there is a huge disparity in our children being educated and other ethnic groups. So just by that alone, for me, that would lead me to investigate some things, because I'm like, hold up, nah, something ain't right. So how do you sleep at night? Knowing that you're part of a system, all right, that's brainwashing our children, that's miseducating our children, creating curriculums, all right, that is not, okay, conducive to the mindset of the indigenous child. How do you sleep at night? Nurses and doctors, how do you sleep at night when you know you are giving children vaccinations, okay, that's created for genocide? How do you sleep at night as a doctor when you are prescribing prescriptions that you know that's doing more harm than good? How do you sleep at night? And everybody that I addressed, and to all the people that I didn't address that are actually in influential positions to make a change because they see our people going through this genocide and you are not doing anything about it. That goes out to you as well. Now, I am asking these questions not because I don't know what your motives are. I know what your motives are, but I want you to think about it because no one is asking. Okay? I have never seen anyone done a video like this. So I am doing it because, again, my ancestors summoned me to put that out there because maybe you are not conscious of what you are doing. Maybe you just think, hey, you know what? I have a job. That's my job. And you're not thinking of the spiritual ramifications of what you're doing. Now I'm going to ask you a question. And that same question goes to everybody, especially pastors. What good does it do a man or a woman to gain the world but lose your soul? Because you pastors are living in the flesh. You keep forgetting that you have to transition and you have to go meet the Great Spirit. You have to go meet the ancestors. And you have to answer for every injustice and unrighteous act that you have committed in the flesh. So that goes to each and every one of you. What good is it going to do you for the temporary gratification? Okay? The temporary gratification. When you're going to lose your soul in the end. Because believe me, there is karma. Trust me, there is karma. Don't think that when you leave this physical body, that's all there is to it. No, you're going to come back to face some things. And I promise you, it's going to come tenfold. Okay? So the underlying fact and reason why you're doing it is for monetary gain. All right? For monetary gain. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't work to feed your family. I'm not saying don't work to support your family. That's not what I'm insinuating. But on the same token, you don't have to do it, all right, through immorality. Okay? You don't have to do it through unjust ways. You don't have to violate the rights of the people to do that. You feel me? You could stand up and be honorable and still take care of your family if you so choose to. But you choose to be part of the demise of your people, the genocide of your people. That's a conscious decision I personally think that many of you have made. And even if that wasn't your intentions at first, when you got into that system, you knew what it was. Okay, you realize what it is, and you are still pushing the agenda, okay, of the colonizer. Someone said pilgrims destroyed America. Well, again, when you speak of pilgrims, what do you mean and who do you mean? Okay, because if you're talking about pilgrims, the pale man, that's not true. Because they were not the first one who came here. I am tired of y'all people blaming the pale man for everything. The pale man is not exempt. I'm not saying that. But they were not the ones who came here first. Okay, to take away our birthright. And until y'all get that, y'all are going to continue to repeat the same cycle over and over and over and over again. But I'm not going to go into that because that's not what this video is about. It's about the people that I mentioned. How do you have these influential positions, all right, and watch a system prey on your people like that? Destroy your people, all right? Encouraging our women to have abortions, all right? Let's not even talk about child support. The CPA people, the ACS people, how can you sit around and look at families be separated and destroyed like that when they look like you for a paycheck? A paycheck. Think of what I'm saying. Look at these two words, a paycheck. All right? They are paying you to keep you in check. That's what a paycheck is. They pay you to be silent. Paycheck. They pay you to keep you in check. And you just sit by and watch the demise and the genocide of the people who look like you. But yet still, the other ethnic groups in those same positions, Okay, in those same fields, they look out for their own though. They look out for their own. All right. You don't see, you don't see, pale police officers going into their communities and sending their people to jail, at such an alarming rate. You don't see Asians in Chinatown arresting Asians, sending them to jail at an alarming rate. You don't see that happening. But yet still, they are using you as a tool, as a youth, as a transmitting utility to use your people as capital gain. And you're not realizing that, and you can't see that something is wrong with that. So how do you sleep at night? So anyway, those are just some of the questions that I wanted to ask, because that has been something that the ancestors have put on my heart for a very long time. And actually, the truth is, I made many attempts to do the video, but just the words wasn't coming out right. So I was just here meditating, and the spirit just overwhelmed me with the things to say and how to articulate myself. So I say, okay, you know what? I didn't plan on doing another video, but like I said, I move in the spirit. I move when the ancestors ask me to move. So I'm just asking these questions to the armed forces, the police, the prison officers, the sheriff, the marshal, attorneys, judges, magistrates, politicians, pastors, preachers, teachers, nurses, doctors, ACS workers, CPS workers. All right, how do you do that? Juvenile detention workers. How can you sit by and watch all our children come into these places? All right. And once they enter into that world, they are lost. They're gone. There's no hope. There is no hope. How many of you are part of organizations that know that our women and children are missing, all right, due to human trafficking? But yet still, you sit by idly, okay, and you watch it happen for a paycheck. Man, this is sad. It's mind-boggling. It's heartbreaking. And I just want you to know that your day will come. Your judgment will come. Don't think your actions are going to go unanswered. Don't think that for a minute. All right? You cannot escape the wrath of what's coming to you. All right? And if you didn't know, I, Chief Kalanago, I'm evoking that wrath right now. I'm evoking that karma right now, because people don't realize that all this is spells, all right, that's happening. And we as a people, we are too forgiving. When you forgive the people who do those things intentionally, you forgive their karma. We got to stop forgiving. We have to evoke the karma, hold them liable. I don't care who it is. They have to face their judgment. All right? You don't have to cross over to face your judgment, because you don't cross over when they judge you in court. So why do they have to wait till they so-called die or transition for them to get their judgment? No, we have to evoke the judgment on them right now. Evoke it. Let them pay for their sins. All right? So I'm going to conclude this video. I just wanted to come share this video. I'm not going to go off course. All right? I'm going to just stay on message, and I'm just going to, I delivered what I was told to deliver, and that's it. There's no sense in me prolonging the video because I'm done. All I'm just saying is you have an obligation to your people. Okay? You have an obligation to your people. Where's the loyalty at? Okay? Where's the loyalty to your people? Every other ethnic group, they have loyalty to their people, but nobody's calling y'all out. So I'm calling you out. When are you going to say enough is enough? When are you going to look around and see that it's only our people that's going through this and nobody else? So I suggest the next time you see or hear of any injustice, you stand up and speak out. Even if it costs you your job, so be it. But stand on what's right. Stand for the truth. Do the right thing. Be honorable. And I promise you, your soul will be restored. But until then, I'm evoking your karma right now. All right? So, thanks to all you guys for tuning in. All right? And I hope you share the information. I hope you share the video. And we will be talking another time. Peace and love. Oh, and before I go, I just have to acknowledge, okay, because not every one of you within those fields, all right, or occupations are bad. Okay, so with that being said, I want to thank all the brothers and sisters or people, period, that's in the armed forces that stand on truth and righteousness, and they are actually in honor and they are doing something about it. I want to give thanks to all the police officers who are stand-up officers that's doing the right thing, that's letting your voice be heard, that's interjecting when you see or hear some type of injustice is being taken place. All right. I want to give thanks to all the prison officers who step in when they see a young brother or sister behind or within those walls, when you see that their rights are being violated. All right. I want to thank you for that. I want to thank all the sheriff, okay, who are standing and doing the right thing. All right. All the marshals who are doing the right things, all the attorneys, even if you're a public defender, you are truly making an effort to make a change and really making an attempt to defend those innocent children. Okay. Judges and magistrates, there are a lot of you who are actually speaking up, working to make a change. So I appreciate that. Thank you for that. All right. Politicians who are truly willing and wanting to make a change, even if when you get into the atmosphere and you see how corrupt it is, you still don't give up. All right. You haven't sold your integrity. I want to thank you. And pastors and preachers who are actually doing the right thing, teaching the truth, telling the truth, regardless of your 501c3. I want to thank you for that. And teachers who are willing to make a change, willing to teach the truth. I want to thank you for that. Nurses and doctors who have stood up against vaccines and abortions and all these different things that's destroying our people, that's literally promoting the genocide of our people. I want to thank you for that. Thank you. And all the ACS workers, for those of you who are trying to make a difference, even if the atmosphere is not right, okay, your back is against the wall, but you're still standing on truth. I want to thank you. All right? Because there's no sense in me pointing out those who are doing wrong and not acknowledging those who are doing good. So I want to thank you for that as well. All right? So with that being said, American Aborigines, American Indians, the original indigenous people of this land, it's our time and they can't stop it. All right? They can't stop the unification. They can't stop us uniting. They cannot stop us from loving each other again. You see, that's what's in the atmosphere right now. And they can't stop it. It's going to happen. It is happening. And not everyone who look like us is for us. I get that. But those of us who get it, those of us who are of the like minds, the ancestors will find a way to bring us together to make that change that is so needed. So I want to encourage you to continue standing up for what's right and what's truthful. Don't give up. Continue to stand and fight. All right? Regardless of what the situation is, you may feel that you're in a situation where there is no way out, that you are losing the battle. I want you to know that regardless of whether you lose a battle or not, we are going to win the war. All right? So stay steadfast. All right? Don't give up. Do not waver. They may bend you, but don't allow them to break you. All right? Because we are the universe. We are like the universe because we are the universe. The universe will bend, but it will not break. All right? So just know that we are a strong, resilient people. We gave the world civilization. They know that we have the strongest genes on this planet. They know this. All right? And that's why they try to contain us. but they can't. It is time for the American Aboriginals to rise. All right, peace and love. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Once again, don't forget to support. I appreciate it.